Yeah, well, Newcastle and Bergamo are two passionate football cities, both of them getting ready to host round of 16 games tonight. It's been a minute since they were in this last of 16 round. 23 years for Newcastle, 5 years for Atalanta. Anita Jones is on Tyneside. We're going to hear from her in just a few. First, though, we're going to take you over to Bergamo, where it promises to be another compelling night of football. Peter Schmeichel and Alessandro Del Piero are there for us. Peter, can we get into some team news?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest news is that Harry Kane isn't playing from the beginning, at least. He's on the bench. He sat the game out against Mönchengladbach on Friday evening. And I've spoken to Vincent Kompany before the game, and he said he's out because he got a knock on his calf. So they tried to get him ready for the game. He's not quite there, but he's on the bench. So is Lennart Karl, the young, sensational player who's broken into this Bayern team, and Yamal Musiala, who's back from injury. And as I said when we talked about Bayern Munich a little bit earlier, I said that Gnabry can hardly get a sniff, but he starts today, and so does Nicholas Jackson up front. And it's interesting because this team has got so many attacking options. Of course, with the two, Gnabry and Jackson, you got Olise and Luis Diaz next to them. So it's a very attacking-minded and a very pacey team that Bayern Munich is putting out. And of course, you have looked a little bit on the Atalanta team.
Yeah. What can I say? We start to say that this, what you heard, is part of what we're going to talk about, because Atalanta is definitely heart, courage, pride, and especially on this occasion that they're playing, the underdog and the Cinderella story, that they still believe the city, the fans can go on and on. But the difference between the quality of the players, you were talking about who's playing now for Bayern. I mean, they have in bench Karl, Kane and Musiala. The last second, till the last moment, if they have half of the chance, they're going to try to make it. But, they're missing a couple of big players. They still have a good midfielder with Pasalic and their own, that they're heart of the team, the legs and the team and the mind as well. And they're going to try with Scamacca, that he played a really good game, the last one in the Serie A, scoring 2 great goals. Still a lot of potential about these guys, and we are still waiting for the full transformation in a real number 9, because there's so much up and down.
Well, thank you, gents. We'll come back to you in just a few. Always good to hear from you. We're very lucky, aren't we, really? Peter Schmeichel, Alessandro Del Piero,
Legends.
our 2 pitchside reporters.
What a
Legends.
team.
Yes.
What a team.
Let me ask you about the lineups that they just went through. Any surprises or anything that kind of stood out to you from them?
Well, I was surprised not seeing Harry Kane on the field, but then the explanation is then it becomes logical. If he has a problem with his calf, you're not going to risk him. Jimmy's not here. Jimmy's watching the game.
He's stressed as well, aren't you?
Honestly, it's Canati's having another one of his nights that he had at the start. But let's move it on. The game hasn't finished yet. Still 10 minutes to go.
Yes, let's stay positive, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one of the other games we've got coming up, because back on match day 1, if you remember, Newcastle lost 2-1 at home to Barcelona. Since that loss, the Magpies have won 4 straight Champions League home games by a combined score of 11-2. Wow, Anita Jones has made her way inside the ground now. She's inside St James's Park. Anita, can you give us some team news?
Yeah, I can, Kate. In terms of the team news, it looks quite different to what we saw on match day 1. When it comes to the home side, well, Eddie Howe can't count on the competition's second highest goal scorer. Anthony Gordon drops to the bench through illness, we understand. But the man who comes in for him, William Osula, he got the winner in their last league game, last time out against Manchester United, ending Michael Carrick's unbeaten start to life as the Man United manager. In terms of Barcelona, the man who stole the headlines from match day 1, Marcus Rashford, starts on the bench. He's gone for Robert Lewandowski up top over Ferran Torres. And then we see Lamine Yamal. People will be hoping that he will light up St James's Park. He was injured in that game back in September. So we're looking forward to this one here under the lights in the northeast of England.
Yes. Thank you, Anita. Micah, Anita mentioned that game on match day 1. Is it relevant anymore?
No, I don't think so. I think in terms of the way the game's going to go, I think but I think it's going to be an open game. I think we're going to see loads of goals. I think it's going to be a draw today, actually. And then Barca take it to their...
Nights in the Champions League there It's always special. You need to be careful. If you're Barcelona, they're fully aware of what they can do because they already played there and they won there. But listen, when you have a guy like Lamine Yamal in your team, eye line or not, or whatever suspicious thing can be at the back or whatever, but this guy, the way he's playing right now is just not normal.
He excites me the most. You know, Kiki, when Kiki's fit, he's my guy.
Which one then?
Mbappe. No. But Lamine the Dream, he's something special. You know, when you watch him, every time he gets the ball, he wants to make something happen. How many times you see? We mentioned Hazard before earlier in the show. He is that player. And it doesn't matter who he's up against, he'll always try. And you see them players who give away the ball, sometimes when you try to take someone and it doesn't work, he just goes and goes and goes again. And that's what I love about him. I can't wait to see him tonight. Up against Hall, who's a very good player.
It'll be exciting. Whilst Atletico Madrid and Tottenham have both won multiple Europa League titles, they are yet to win the Champions League. Tonight they meet, remember, at the Metropolitano. We're going to talk about Atleti against Spurs after this break. Welcome back, everybody. Today's early game between Galatasaray and Liverpool just coming to an end. We're in injury time now.
Back and forth, mate.
Oh, people are done with it. They're done with it. So we got a big night at Anfield next week. Last month, if you remember, Newcastle cruised past Carragher.
You know what? I think I need to be there.
And in Bergamo after this. Well, if you are a Newcastle fan, then the grim stats are that the Magpies have conceded at least one goal in 13 straight matches. And tonight, they face Lamine Yamal and the dazzling Barcelona attack. Well, the conductor of Barcelona's electrifying attack is teenage sensation Lamine Yamal. He comes into this game in great goal-scoring form. Let's take you back out to Anita to hear more on him. Anita.
Yeah, thank you, Kate. I heard Micah refer to him as Lamine the Dream, and that's exactly how the Spanish press view him at the moment. Lamine Yamal, even at 18, is that he's quite mature now. He came onto the scene when he was 16, burst onto the scene, if I could say, not quite like Micah, but in a different form. And did he not fascinate all of us? He scored incredible goals on big nights like this, and they're saying that he's mature, and we're seeing it from the way he's engaging on social media. He's deleted a lot of pictures that aren't related to football. I know people might think, why are we talking about that? But when you're a huge star like Lamine Yamal, all eyes are on you, they're on what you're doing. And so it's really interesting to see how maybe his activities off the pitch are helping him do so well on the pitch.
Thank you, Anita. Good to hear from you. Let's talk about Lamine Yamal, because you were talking about him in the meeting before, and you've obviously just really enjoyed watching him over the last however many months.
First and foremost, something happened with his body. He got taller and he got bigger. And the rest we already know what he can do when he's in 1v1. I thought he was already matured. I mentioned that at the Euro when they beat France, and he asked his team to slow the game down because they were going too fast. If you're 16 to 17, usually you don't do that. We are telling you to slow your game because you're going too fast. But the way he is, the way he sees the game, the way he's right now approaching, and I mean, the way he's seeing the game also outside of the field, that's what I wanted to say. You know, he needs to realize that to have a good career, it's also happening out. The way they are, the way they train, they do always more than the rest. And then if you add the ability and what he can do, then this guy is unstoppable. And at the minute, like I said to you, they had to come back from being 4-0 down in a tie against Atletico Madrid. That return leg, I'm not saying he played alone, but that wasn't far. Like, he just put the team, the town, and everybody, the stadium on his shoulders, and he started to play alone, which is nice to see and very refreshing. And hopefully, as I said, he's going to carry on to behave the same way also off the field, because it is as important.
Looking forward to watching him tonight. Yes. Well, we got 3 fixtures coming up for you at the top. Hey, everybody. So we are counting down. Hey, everybody. So we are counting. Sorry, some energy. Some.
Hey, everybody. Let's go.
We got 3.
Is unbelievable. It is incredibly noisy, and they will help this Atalanta team, I'm absolutely sure. And they need it today. They need them to be absolutely on top form.
I told you, it's small, but it's going to be super loud, because these for Atalanta.
I'm sure that Jamie Carragher would absolutely love him to have been in that Liverpool team today that drew 1-1 with Galatasaray. That's, of course, Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz has come to Bayern. He's kind of transformed himself in Mönchengladbach. But this player, with his pace, with his football brain, playing with players like Harry Kane, Olise, and you know, all these players up front, he's been absolutely fantastic. They have got to be very careful with him today.
Yeah, and not only him, Olise on the other side. I mean, so much talent in front, so can't believe it. Let's hope for Atalanta for a good game.
Let's hope Atalanta will play a good game. Kate, I'm sure Bayern Munich will win or get a good result, but the atmosphere here is going to be fantastic. We will speak to you later on.
Yeah, Jamie wishes it was 1-1. I got ruled offside. OK, let's talk about Barcelona and Newcastle, because we talked a little bit about Lamine the Dream and just kind of offensively how good...
They're not really doing what they're supposed to do. So as we run it on here now, you've got Lamine. He's sort of ambling and jogging to there. Then the ball comes here. Koundé is too late. Now a little 1-2. And you're back on goal. It's only taken 5-6 passes before PSG score a goal. And against good opposition, you will get punished. And this is one of my favourite clips here. Again, late. We talk about jumping, too late, it's too easy. And what's so interesting about this, Kabasi jumps, it goes really high. As I said, you've got to go all the way. This man in the middle of the pitch now, when he gets the ball, Vitinha. And this is very, very important, because now, and we can hold it there for a while, I want you to look at the body positions of the defenders here. Hakimi is held his own perfectly here, but they're all looking towards the ball. You've got to be right there, ready to go. You don't want to go forward. As the ball comes on now, roll it on. Here, because Hakimi takes that touch, now Ramos is onside. If you were to give yourself another yard and be ready to go, you can stop that. Again here, okay? Balde's pushed, let's run it on. Kabasi? Kabasi? You get with it? He can see the ball is going to go here. Now the danger is this man. If he comes across, he stops that ball. Now he's in a position where he could hold him up. Again, they go and score. So against Newcastle, it is so important that they do that better. And that high line with Newcastle pass, it could cause them problems.
So
Jamie,
much
take
energy,
it away.
Micah. You think that that's something that Newcastle could exploit, Jamie?
Yes, and a big disappointment for the manager is Anthony Gordon being on the bench. He's ill. But we're going to take you back to match day 1. Ooh. Newcastle caused Barcelona real problems. This is the matchup we've got tonight. Barcelona high up the pitch. This time it's Anthony Gordon. But what Barcelona forget to when they actually play this high line is players running, making that third man run. That's Atalanta who could cause real problems tonight. Harvey Barnes on this left side, and they should go 1-0 up in this game.